Hello, my name is Paul Barber of the class of 2020 of Catholic Central High School in Troy. The class of 2020 is a strange class. We were all born right around the time of 9/11 and we graduated during a pandemic. We'll forever be known as the COVID class. At this time, we can reflect on what we've learned these last few months and even the past 18 years. Some of us have known tragedy and loss during our short lives, but the pandemic has shown us a new type of tragedy that is universal. This brings us together even as it keeps us apart. Despite the challenges and hardships the past few months, you managed to rise to the occasion and graduate. Catholic High adapted as well as any school in the area. Through distance learning, they were able to conduct classes on a normal schedule after the shutdown. They didn't even miss a day. Just the same, we were the ones who showed up to our classes, brought our effort into these classes, and used them to complete our high school education. It would have been easy not to. We could have just sat back, not worked, and waited for this pandemic to end. Instead, we went to class, we learned, and we earned our diplomas. Overall, I believe this pandemic has taught us a couple key lessons. First, it has helped us realize something that many of us may not have known. Life is hard. Genuinely hard. We may have thought the stresses of school or with friends were hard, but this pandemic and the effects of it have shown us true hardship. People have lost their businesses, livelihoods, and some family members to COVID-19. They have gone through economic hardships that most of us likely have not experienced. So we have grown up, we have lived a fairly sheltered lifestyle as opposed to kids our age across the globe. And it was the worry of many people that our generation would not be ready for the challenges of adult life. This crisis will help us to alleviate that worry. After dealing with school and life during this pandemic, we are better prepared to deal with life as a whole. We have risen to this challenge, and we will do the same for the challenges life may present. I think the second thing this pandemic can teach us is to be grateful for our experiences. All of our experiences. Appreciate what you have when you have it. My junior season for baseball was the best I ever had. My failure, though, was in that I did not take the time to appreciate my good year. The only thing I was doing was looking forward to my senior year and how good that year would be. Then it was taken from me, as it was taken from all of us. While we looked forward to graduating and moving on with our lives, we didn't really enjoy the journey, and now it's over. This is what we can keep in mind as we move forward, though. Appreciate the moment and be grateful for everything that happens. With this lockdown, when we couldn't go out and see our friends, when we couldn't play our sports, we realized just how much we missed it. Before the lockdown, we took all of this for granted. This pandemic will teach us to appreciate everything about normal life, even the simple things, and it can help us to enjoy the present more. Through the experiences we can have, the friendships we can forge, and the great things we can do, life truly is an amazing thing. Hardship and a grateful heart can also make life interesting. It is interesting because no matter how much we strive for success and greatness, we will fail at some point in some way. If something is too easy, it's not worth doing. I learned this in baseball, and it's why I love the game. A few years ago, I had a revelation. Baseball, the game itself, is a parallel to life, and the challenges you will face during your lifetime. The best hitters in baseball history batted less than 400 in their careers, which still means they failed more than 6 out of 10 times. In life, you will likely fail more than you succeed, but your successes will be all the greater. An appreciation for the successes, as well as the failures, is a central message to be taken from the game of baseball. It tells you that even though you are working to make yourself better, you can still appreciate and enjoy the journey that is the game of life, with all its joys and all of its hardships. Baseball also reflects the challenges of life through batting. Hitting a baseball is one of the hardest things to do in all of sports. There are so many moving parts, and, as Pete Rose said, it's a round bat and a round ball, and you gotta hit it square. But hitting, and managing to hit the ball well, can be incredibly rewarding. One of the most important parts of hitting is to know when to swing. If the pitch is too high, too low, too in, too out, don't swing. This again connects to life through the opportunities that present themselves. Sometimes you have to know which opportunities to chase and which ones to let go. Sometimes you let a good pitch go by, and other times you'll swing at one you shouldn't. But if you look for your pitch, it is that much more likely that you'll be ready to take advantage of it when the opportunity comes along. This is my message to the senior class of 2020. Enjoy your life, appreciate what you have, work hard to succeed, and most important of all, learn to fail. Failure is a normal part of life. This crisis has given us the strength to grow from our failures and shortcomings. A good family friend, a true baseball man, my hitting coach, Curtis, has an acronym for FAIL. It means first attempt in learning. Failing should not put you down, but should help you to rise up. Learn from your mistakes, and the groundwork for success has been laid. With the resolve we showed to complete our education during this crisis, and with grateful hearts for all the blessings and everything God has given us throughout our lives, we can use our failures to lead ourselves to greatness. Thank you all, and best of luck to all of you in all of your future endeavors.
Hello, I'm Quinn Collins, and I'm the Greenwich High School class of 2020 valedictorian. To begin, I would like to congratulate my fellow graduates, not only for receiving your diplomas today, but for successfully pulling off, hands down, the most epic senior skip day ever. We literally left school one day and never came back. All jokes aside, congratulations. Graduating high school is a worthy accomplishment in itself, but this year is special. We sat in class on Friday, March 13th, and had no idea that it would be our last. Walking through the hallways that day was eerie. Hearing that colleges were sending students home, being told by our teachers to bring home all of our course materials, but I think I can speak for all of us when I say that we never expected the rest of our year would be completed from our kitchen tables. We all thought we would come back after spring break and finish out the year. As we all are well aware, that never happened. We missed our final concerts here in the auditorium, our final sports seasons out on the fields and on the track. We never got to go on our senior trip together, take a picture on the front steps in our cap and gown. We were left to wonder about if we were even going to have a graduation, and if we did, what would it look like? I know there were days where I was upset, left pitying the what could have beens and the traditional senior moments. But there is nothing to gain by wallowing over what we missed. Quite frankly, we are members of arguably the most memorable senior class ever to graduate, and that sense of individuality has taught us more about life than the traditional final moments of high school would have. We remember the good times we spent together over the 12 and a half years when we were actually together and embraced them. I know I can attest to how our prom was a blast and how our senior pep rally was one for the books. Our time apart has taught us to appreciate the little things, seeing our friends and teachers on Google Meets, drive-by birthday parties, and our parents bringing home toilet paper from the grocery store like it was gold. The community has shown us generosity beyond words by doing everything in their power to make us feel special and demonstrate their pride. From free pizza to adopt-a-senior surprises to yard signs to front step portraits, I believe this deserves a thank you. Most importantly, we have learned a quintessential lesson on overcoming adversity. Life has thrown us a lot of lemons. The past few months have not been easy on all of us or our families, but we have made it, through Google Meets and online tests and a whole lot of emotions. This has prepared us for more than we probably know. The real world has a lot of lemons in it too, but we know how to make a lot of lemonade, even with social distancing requirements and masks. We will all take different paths. I'm proud of each and every one of you for forging your own path, doing what makes you happy. We are set to become members of the workforce, teachers, engineers, members of the military, farmers, and so much more. Most importantly, we are set to become good people, generous, accepting, loving, hardworking people. Our teachers, administrators, coaches, and mentors have taught us this. So many people here at GCS have personally touched my life and encouraged me to become the person I'm set to become. So when you get the chance, thank the people that helped you find the path of the person you're set to become. Shake their hand, give them a hug. But for now, a thank you card or a wave from a 6-foot distance will suffice. So leave this graduation, however it may turn out, with a feeling of accomplishment and positivity. It may not have played out how you envisioned it, but it sure ended up being special. Sometimes life does not play out the way you envision it either, but every day here on Earth is special. Make the most of every moment, cherish the happy ones, and embrace the sad ones that make the happy ones so much better. And as we have learned over and over again, not only in the past few months, but throughout our time at Greenwich, make lemonade out of all of life's lemons. 6 years ago, I stood in front of all of you and gave a speech at 6th grade moving up ceremony. That being said, I would like to close our book here at GCS with the same quote from Steve Jobs that I ended that chapter of our life with. It was applicable then, and I feel it is even more applicable now as we part ways. Have the courage to follow your heart and intuition. They somehow always know what you want to become. Everything else is secondary. Thank you, and go Witches.
Hi, I'm Rachel Dentinger, the senior class president of Shaker High School. This is definitely not the way any of us would have imagined celebrating the accomplishments and graduates of the class of 2020. But as a class and a society, we have learned recently the necessity for change. We were hit with something no one ever could have imagined, the coronavirus. Who would have thought that we would be confined to our house for months, or the face mask would be the new fashion statement? Although you can say we were the class born during the social networking era, we would be remembered as the class who graduated during the social distancing era. I can't say that I never bragged about having the best graduation year, because I did. 2020 always seemed so far away, but sounded so cool. Now that it's here, it brought us much closer to our families, bringing siblings home from college, birthday parades, a shortage of toilet paper, a TikTok addiction, and even some class of 2020 Shaker TikTok stars. And while 2020 also brought us to the end of our time at Shaker, we will always have the memories of the good times. Plus a lawn sign, poster, t-shirt, decorated caps. And no other class can say that. I'm lucky to have been part of such a powerful, proactive, and caring class. I cannot wait to see what the future holds for all of us. Right now, the future may seem unclear, but as part of class of 2020, where it is clear we will do great things. We eagerly threw ourselves into everything at Shaker. Through our involvement, we have learned lessons and have seen how strong we are when we work together. These past few months have not been easy, considering we are graduating and entering the larger world during a global pandemic and the reinvigorated civil rights movement. These events have been the hardest tests we've had to face, but we're equipped with the tools and lessons to handle our future. We've accomplished so much in our lives already, and which leads us to new beginnings. Our voices will be heard. We will and can change the world. From my time at Shaker, I'll forever be grateful for the teachers, administrators, and staff. I have seen firsthand how much they care about the students as people, not just another face in the crowd. But most of all, I'm grateful for the students who've shown me what friendship looks like. The friendships we've created, the people we've met in our classes or bumped into in the crowded hallways, and the teachers we have had, all helped us form into the people we are today and will be in the future. Thank you. And I can't say it enough, congratulations, class of 2020.
My name is Zarib, and I'm valedictorian of the Coxsackie Athens class of 2020. Before I begin, I believe that a few thanks are in order. Firstly, I would like to thank the parents and staff of this school for their constant support and for allowing us to pursue this education. To my teachers, thank you. I don't know how you were able to put up with me for 4 years. And to my mom, dad, brother, and sister, thank you. I could not have done this without you. This is for you. The past few months have been hectic, uncertain, and surprising. I didn't think that my senior year would be over Zoom or that my 4 years of high school would culminate with me standing cap and gown in the grass, shouting at an iPad. But this is an unprecedented time. We're seeing so many drastic events within such a short period. We're seeing a global pandemic and public health crisis, injustice brought to light, and widespread activism. Sometimes I ask why it had to be us, our class, that was faced with such unrest during this pivotal moment in our lives. Why couldn't we enjoy prom and senior week like those before us? Why couldn't we enjoy our final spring before we're kicked out of the house? Why couldn't we have a normal year? And it's easy to look around, ask these questions, and deem a misfortune, but I truly believe that it's something special, that it's a sign. Because these past few months have shown more than the status of our society. They have shown the responsibility that we youth carry. How we must go out there and correct the wrongs in this world. How we must shape a future of positivity, equality, and justice, and be responsible for those around us. And who better? Who better than us? We are more connected than anyone before us. We understand the power of our voice and our actions, and we know how to spread a positive message. And we've been doing it. Advocating, protesting, and being conscious. After this ceremony, many of us will head in different directions. Some of us will continue our education. Others will enlist in the military or enter a trade or take some time and figure out some goals and a direction. But nevertheless, we made it. We're here. And today we celebrate something more than a piece of paper. We celebrate a passage into adulthood. We celebrate our independence, our ability to make our own decisions and shape the world around us. That is the significance of the cap. The question is, what will you make of it? To the Coxsackie Athens class of 2020, go out there and show how well this village raised its children. Emulate this small town with a big heart and bold people. Advocate and improve the world around you. And most importantly, question everything. Because the normal is defined by you. I couldn't be prouder to close this chapter of my life with all of you, and I wish you all the best of luck. Thank you.
Now, one line I heard in these speeches struck me, the phrase, hindsight is 2020. 2020, the year these students graduated, when so much was so hard to understand. Every generation has its challenges and comes out stronger on the other side. So to the graduates, I say, you are strong and you will come out stronger. You'll realize that someday when you look back in hindsight. Congratulations to all this year's graduates and good luck. I'm Jerry Gretzinger. Thanks for watching.